Warning, the following show contains high levels of magic and mayhem. Please keep all hands, feet, and body parts inside the vehicle at all times. And get ready for thrills, laughs, and a whole lot of fun. This is the Magic of Mayhem. Before streaming, before Disney Plus, there was the Disney Channel. You know, the one where everyone waved a wand and drew the Mickey Mouse ears. But for a whole generation of us, it was pure magic after school. Aloha, my fellow urchins. It's Austin with the Magic of Mayhem. If you didn't quite understand what I was talking about, Disney Channel. DCOMs, the original movies that we grew up with, and I'm here to deep dive with you on it and call it the Disney Channel era that raised us. What's up, my fellow urchins? It's Austin. Yeah, I'm rocking. My wife dressed me today. Yeah, it's pretty sick. I've actually got a Hawaiian shirt on and a goofy beanie that kind of looks like the urchin style because we're not skies here, okay? We're full on urchin. But to be completely like transparent with all of you, I actually am a skier and not a snowboarder, so I would be on the other side of the mountain, and I apologize. So, not an urchin, but hey, we're back, everyone. Hey, how's everyone going? It's a 3-day weekend. Life is good. We are we're in a good time right now. I hope you are. I have a mic stand. Normally I'm holding the microphone right now, and I'm not. So does that make me lazy? Maybe, but it also makes me feel really legit. So happy whatever day it is you're listening. I'm in such a good mood. I'm so giddy. Life is just phenomenal right now, I just have to say. But welcome back, everyone. This is the Magic of Mayhem. I've probably repeated that 3 times now, so you're all going to hate me, but it's all good. I just want to, we're coming back with a great topic. DCOMs. The Disney Channel original movies. Not to be confused with like Disney Channel premieres, which was also something else. But let's do a little historical rewind. Let's go back to the good old days of Disney Channel, right? Am I the only one that gets to reminisce on this? I don't think so. I think a lot of people will be able to take a step back in time once they're listening to this and, just really appreciate the golden age of the Disney Channel. I did get educated a lot. There were movies that I definitely didn't hear about or know about, especially towards, the newer stuff that I'm going to say that I'm not educated on that. But I don't think a lot of us are. But there's definitely ones that I'm interested in watching. We'll dig into it, though. We'll have to talk about... But ultimately here, what we're going to do is we're going to talk about, the Disney Channel era. But also at the end of this, we'll talk about my 5 favorite DCOMs. 5 favorite. And if you're watching, you're going to kind of guess what one of them is, all right? I'm not, I kind of started it out, so if you're listening, you're going to be like, oh, okay, I know one of them. I'm not going to say the words. Maybe you'll pick it up when I'm talking about my history lesson here, but yeah, we're here. I don't know if I even need headphones for this, honestly, but I'm going to wear them anyway. But over my goofy, beanie, I'm feeling good. So, did you know that there was 110 Disney Channel original movies from 1997 to 2022. 110 movies in about a 30 year span. 2000 to 2022. Yeah, 25 year span. Pretty crazy, and definitely woke me up to the fact that, wow, there's actually a lot of original Disney Channel movies. So that just means, for those that don't know, that they were released on their original Disney Channel. Whether you were on Disney Channel East or Disney Channel West, or you got the chance to have both, there was 110 movies that got released, which was really cool. Now, in 1997, the first original one released was Under Wraps. That was really cool to kind of go back and remember Under Wraps, their original, being released. And I kind of had to go back into my own memory and try to remember Under Wraps being the first one. I'm going to admit that I don't remember it being the first one, but I do remember the movie. I know exactly what that movie was. It was actually, honestly, one of my favorites at that time. During the 97. At 97, I was born in 91, so I was probably 6, 7, 8 years old when I got to see Under Wraps. So knowing that movie came out, I definitely knew that. 110%, I absolutely remember Under Wraps. But I don't remember it being the first. And maybe at that time we weren't aware of like what a DCOM was. Like obviously during that time you'd have a movie going on your channel and you weren't always aware like, oh, this is a Disney Channel original movie, right? It was like, oh, cool, they're playing a movie on here, and they could have played a movie like anything from Toy Story and stuff on that. So it was before the days of that streaming, right? So during a Friday, it'd be like, here's the Friday family movie. And this still happens to this day as I'm watching Disney Junior with my son. They still have the fact that, here's a Disney movie, or here's family movie night, and that exists. So I wasn't aware that Under Wraps was the first one, but according to, Wikipedia, according to the Disney archives, Under Wraps was the physical first Disney Channel original movie. Now, there are other movies that were released before then, but it was called a Disney premiere movie, not like the Disney Channel original movie. So there were two actually that had popped up that I had known, that I had definitely had seen, and the first one that I remember right off the top of my head was Susie Q, and that one was one that was just, it was a good one. Susie Q, it was released in 1996, and it was a great movie about basically a guy going to winter formal, back in the 1950s, and it was super cool. So that one I definitely remember. And then Wish Upon the Star. So 1996. So this is a year before they officially called it a Disney Channel original movie. But I definitely remember this. Katherine Heigl, is that? Yeah, I think I'm saying that right. Katherine Heigl was in A Wish Upon a Star, and I do remember that one. It was two sisters that were swapping bodies. So 1996 was the era, I think, that I visually remember movies, at least on the Disney Channel. I mean, of course, I'd seen movies and everything before that, but I think knowing that, oh, this is a Disney Channel thing, Susie Q and A Wish Upon a Star were the two that kind of stood out to me in my memory of going back to, doing this time. So Under Wraps, first official one in 1997. The most amount of movies that were released under the DCOM or the Disney Channel original movie thing was actually in 2000. So 3 years after the first one, Under Wraps, being released, they had released 12 movies in the same year. I didn't actually write that down, but while we're talking, I could probably pull that up really quickly, just so that way I have kind of a kind of a gist for you of what those 12 movies are from the year 2000. Okay, ready? Here we go. We have Up, Up, and Away. Fantastic movie, by the way. The Color of Friendship, another fantastic movie. Alley Cat Strike, I definitely remember that one being a bowling movie. Rip Girls, which is still my wife's favorite to this day. Miracle in Lane 2, Frankie Muniz. That was a huge one. Stepsister from Planet Weird. I remember that one too. Ready to Run was not one that I'd actually remembered, but that was one of them at that time. Quince, which was actually from Kimberly J. Brown, which you guys all know probably from her big hit movie, Halloween Town. The Other Me, also one of my favorites, and this is during the time when the brothers were really going at it, the Lawrence brothers. So The Other Me was the youngest brother. I think it was Martin. Is that his name? Oh, Andy Lawrence. So Andy Lawrence, the youngest one. Mom's Got a Date with a Vampire, which is with the lady from Sabrina the Teenage Witch. Is it Caroline? Yeah, Carolina Ray. Yeah, she was in that one. We have Phantom of the Megaplex, which I had completely forgotten about, but was blown away that, oh my gosh, Phantom of the Megaplex was such a fun kind of movie. I remember that growing up, of how it was. It was like a comedy, like mystery of trying to figure out who was haunting the movie theater. And then the last one for that was The Ultimate Christmas Present, which, if you don't remember, The Ultimate Christmas Present was when they found the snow globe that Santa had that controlled the weather. And oh man, my brain was like, did a whole rewind. It was like, oh my gosh, I do remember that one specifically because the elves were two giant men and not like small. And I'm pretty sure that was part of the joke, that they were two giant men and they weren't like short elves. So that made it hilarious, but it also made it memorable. So that makes it hilarious. But Brenda Song was actually one of the people in that. And for those that don't know, Brenda Song is married to Macaulay Culkin, and she's been big for the Rams and big for the Lakers. And me as a sports fan, of course, that's huge. But yeah, she's been, Sweet Life of Zach and Cody, Brenda Song, Disney legend, I would say at this point. So it's pretty cool. But yeah, that's a throwback right there. The Ultimate Christmas Present was a big movie back in the day, in the year 2000. So those are solid movies there. Hold on, take quick sip here. I've been talking a lot here in a short amount of time already. Okay, but so year 2000, 12 movies. From 97, though, my favorite year out of all these since 1997 to 2022 has been 1999. It had the most movies that I think released in a year that were fantastic. So they're not all my favorites, but I definitely enjoyed. So here we go. In 1999, Xenon, Girl of the 21st Century. That right there is just zoom, 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 make my heart go boom, my supernova girl. Yeah, it is now stuck in your head, and you're welcome. As Maui would say, what can I say? But you're welcome. And now you got two songs stuck in your head. But yeah, zoom, 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 make my heart go boom, my supernova girl. January 23rd, 1999, Xenon Girl of the 21st Century got released. I absolutely loved that movie. I think I watched it as many times as it was on the Disney Channel. I watched it. Xenon, Girl of the 21st Century, solid freaking movie, right? Solid. Oh, that was such a good. I mean, I was 8 years old. No, I was 7 years old, and Disney Channel was just in its prime. I caught like such good times of Disney Channel. So Xenon, Girl of the 21st Century, one of my favorites. Now, out of that, Smart House. Oh, Smart House. You mean to tell me that there's this kid that enters a giveaway for a Smart House and wins it as a high school kid for him, his dad, and his sister, and they get to go live in this cool, fully automated house. We all, at that point, wanted that stinking house. I don't care how the movie ended. I don't care how it was in the middle. We all wanted a Smart House. I would love right now for a milkshake to pop out from my counter, and it's exactly what I wanted. Or, hey, you like sweets? Okay, cool. Here you go. This is exactly what you were craving, Austin. I think we all want that, right? Oh, is your house messy? Just throw it on the carpet and my vacuums will just soak it up. Like, what? I want that. We all want that. 110%. And that isn't even a number, and I want it. Smart House brought us kind of into that era, even though it was 1999, of the future, right? Something that we all wish we had was the Smart House. Abso-freaking-lutely. The coolest. If you haven't guessed now at this point from the very beginning, and, from what you're visually seeing of me wearing, if you're watching, Johnny Tsunami, Johnny Kapahala, came out in July of that year, and Johnny Tsunami was one of the sickest movies ever. A Hawaiian dude gets moved to freaking, I think it's Vermont, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, he does move to Vermont. Moves to Vermont. His dad got a new bad job, and he's like, sorry, son, we're leaving Hawaii. We're flying over to the East Coast, and we're going to Vermont. honestly, like thinking of that now, first off, his dad was a moron. Dad was an asshole, to be frank with you. His dad was an asshole, was he not? He was just plain and simple, just a jerk. Did he get a cool job? An IT job? It's so funny to hear him like talk about IT in 1999 about like, you know, how he did things. And it's just hilarious just now knowing technology here in 2025. What the difference was in 26 years is hilarious. But also, you're taking a big chance. You're moving your family not just from one side of the country to the other. You're moving them from the ocean of one side to the complete opposite way. Taking your son from Hawaii, of all places, to Vermont? Now me, look, I'm rocking a Hawaiian shirt, but I gotta say, I love cold. Hot kind of sucks. You can't escape hot. Cold, you can always warm up, bundle up, drink something. You could just always like kind of warm up. Hot, you just can't escape it. I'm sorry, that's my thing. But I love hockey, so I play hockey. And of course, so I'm going to be a very winter sport type of guy. Hockey, I loved baseball, though. I love playing baseball. Hockey is my sport that I'm currently still playing now as a 33-year-old man. So hockey, yeah, still it. But I love soccer during that time. Nothing better than like a foggy day playing soccer was absolutely my favorite. But I also was a big baseball guy. So I can't complain on that. And then race car driver. That's all summer. So I got two favorite summers and I got two favorite winters, but I love being cold rather than hot. So, okay, Johnny Tsunami, crazy, wild, moving your family to the other side of the country, right? Next, Genius. Those that don't know what Genius was the guy that was Trevor Morgan. I think that's his name, right? Trevor Morgan. It's got to be Trevor Morgan. I think it is. Trevor Morgan, if you look up, he's actually been in a few of things. Like everything from, he was Sixth Sense, The Patriot, Rumor of Angels, Jurassic Park. He's been in a bunch of movies. But anyways, the kid in Genius is played by him. Genius was a kid in, I think it's probably grade school. Well, it says age 12. So a kid, 12 years old kid, that is so smart that he's in college. And he's not cool. And the funny thing is they work on a hockey rink in the college thing, which is like hilarious. They do all their work underneath the hockey rink. But anyways, Genius was one of my favorite movies growing up. Hockey, cool. Yeah, absolutely. But he was also just not cool. So he made a persona to be an idiot and go back to like grade school and be a dummy in like 7th, 8th grade. But he's a genius. So he's already in college. So funny, hilarious movie. That's a throwback. Really cheesy Disney movie, right, at that time. Now, the last one, I like dabbled in it of at least who that was at the time. The Lawrence brothers, right? And that movie was Horse Sense. I actually just watched it again this year in 2025, and it is hilarious. It's with Joey and Andy Lawrence. I think every girl had a crush on Joey Lawrence at the time. That was just who everyone loved. Everyone loved Joey Lawrence. But it was just, the storyline is that Andy, they're not brothers in this. They're cousins, actually, which is hilarious. One lives like out in Montana, and his family owns a cattle ranch. And then the other brother is in the rich Hollywood era, and that creates those life morals that you need to do hard work and all that jazz in order to be, living a great life and, appreciate the things that you got. That was the story of the movie. Funny movie. It's cheesy. The younger brother, Andy, winds up wanting to go to Disneyland, and his older brother never takes him. It's kind of a hilarious movie. Then the family starts losing the ranch. Anyways, Horse Sense, another great movie. So that's why I had picked 1999 as like my favorite year of movies, because there were some solid ones. Xenon, Smart House, Johnny Tsunami, Genius, and Horse Sense. That was 5 movies out of the 12 that I absolutely adored and loved. Now, DCOMs were fantastic for what? Holiday releases. Wow, I am just struggling to talk. Halloween was their absolute best holiday to release something. There were 13 Halloween movies, 4 Christmas movies, and 1 St. Patrick's Day movie. I'm guaranteed you could tell me exactly what that St. Patrick's Day movie is, but we'll save that for the last. 13 Halloween movies. All right, here we go. And this could be wrong, but this is how I classified it as. If I classified it as a holiday movie, if it released in the month that is the holiday, and if it correlated with it, right? So it not necessarily could have been released in that month, but if it correlated with it, as in like, hey, it says a Christmas in the thing, or it's a Halloween special, I classified it as that. So 13 Halloween movies. Here we go. Number 1, in 1997 released, Under Wraps. Then we have Halloween Town. Don't Look Under the Bed. I consider that a Halloween movie. Mom's Got a Date with a Vampire. Halloween Town 2, Calabar's Revenge. The Scream Team, which I gotta watch again. I don't remember Scream Team, at least off the top of my head. I don't even know if it's on Disney Plus, but I don't remember that. And I hope that you did, and you could give me some updates on that. But I don't remember the Scream Team. Halloween Town High. Twitches, which I definitely remember, T and Tamara. Return to Halloween Town, another good one. Actually, Return to Halloween Town is not the good one, right? That's when What's-Her-Face gets replaced. Twitches 2, do remember that one. Girl vs. Monster, do not remember that one. Under Wraps 2021, which is the dumbest thing that Disney could have ever done. Why remake Under Wraps? Not just once and then Under Wraps 2 right after in 2022. 2021 and 2022, you release Under Wraps 1 again, and then Under Wraps 2. That's the dumbest thing that Disney has ever done. Remakes are just irritating. By the way, this is the weekend that Lilo and Stitch, their live action, got re-released. I think after dealing with the last 5 years of just seeing Stitch constantly, thank God they're finally releasing the live action, and I think it'll be great. Based off what I've seen, based off what I've heard, that Stitch, Lilo and Stitch I love it. I love the movie. I can't wait to see the live action. This is one that I'm actually excited about, but I have seen Stitch too much for the last 5 years. Can they just cycle somebody else in? It'd be like Mickey, Minnie, Donald, Stitch. And you're like, why Stitch? Okay, enough of my rant. There's been 4 Christmas movies, okay? The Ultimate Christmas Present, 'Twas the Night, which is with Bryan Cranston. I don't remember that one, but Breaking Bad, Bryan Cranston fans, you might have to watch 'Twas the Night. I don't remember that one. Good Luck Charlie, It's Christmas. I loved Good Luck Charlie. I thought it was a great show, but I don't remember the Christmas special. And then this is probably a fairly new one, and I don't remember it either, is Christmas Again. I don't remember that one. So they're definitely on the new ones. And yeah, it's kind of tough to like think of the new ones or like remember the older ones. I definitely don't remember. I remember the Ultimate Christmas Present, but I don't remember 'Twas the Night. The only one for St. Patrick's Day was a solid movie, and everyone's going to be like, oh yeah, they already know exactly what it is without me even saying it, and it's The Luck of the Irish. Such a good movie. Same actor from Smart House. Great movie. Loses their family luck, their jewel, and this is what causes it, The Luck of the Irish. So, I have just rambled on about kind of the history of the Disney Channel original movies. Now, let's talk about my top 5 movies. Now, out of 110 movies, I'm not going to lie, this was extremely hard. I would say out of the 110, probably 20. Hard to really narrow down a top 5. So you're going to be blown away by this list. And I hope that you are excited as I was to make it. So we'll see. We'll see. But let's start with my honorable mentions. And I think my honorable mentions list is a lot longer than my top 5, which is totally fine. So honorable mentions, and some of you might be like, why would you do that, Austin? Why would you just honorable mention this? But that's just how it's going to be. Okay. Number 1 on my honorable mentions list, Xenon, Girl of the 21st Century. Now, it could just be because I'm a guy and it's not my top 5 because of that, but I absolutely love Xenon. I think it was such a good movie. Again, one of those moments that was so hard to just eliminate it from my top 5 list, but I had to. Xenon, being from the future, being such a like space nerd, she always got in trouble. She'd be like in a spacesuit out in space, and her parents would get her in trouble. Zetus Lapidus, like, what are you doing, Xenon? Like, that's just how it was. She gets grounded, and by grounded, she literally gets grounded by sent back home on space or on Earth with her aunt. Hilarious, great movie. But it just didn't make my list, so I apologize. Number 2, Horse Sense. I just talked about it, kind of gave you a brief of what it was, and it didn't make my list. Horse Sense, it's a good movie. It's a good, like, wholesome, feel-good movie. It just didn't make my list. Sorry, let me take a quick drink because I've been talking a lot. Woo! I can feel it. All right. Number 3, Up, Up, and Away. God, did I just want to add this list on my top 5 because of how good of a movie this was. Basically, you're a family member. You got born into a family of supers and you're just normal, right? And they basically taught you, like, it's okay to be normal. You have superpowers, whether you have an actual power or not. Being you is the most important thing. So, Up, Up, and Away, a solid movie, but it just didn't cut my list. I loved it. I always wanted it. Like, the whole movie, you're like, oh, please just have a superpower. Please just have a superpower. And then he doesn't. It really sucks. But still, great movie. Didn't make my list. Phantom of the Megaplex did not make my list either. And that one bums me out. It's a good movie. I haven't watched it since I was a kid, so it could be complete trash now at this point. So I think I should try to explore and find out if I can find that movie and watch it. And I think it would be great, but that one didn't make it. Jet Jackson, the movie. Everyone remembers the famous Jet Jackson, and really sad that, he's not alive at this point, right? It's such a bummer. It was a great TV series, and the fact that that movie was awesome, right? Lee Thompson Young died at 29, which makes it really sad. Phenomenal actor. He was so awesome. He did a lot of great movies, and he did the Jet Jackson, TV series, which was awesome, cool. The famous Jet Jackson. We all knew it, but that movie was such a good DCOM, and the storyline and everything, and it was the twin one, so it was really great. I'm really sad that didn't make my list because it was up there. It really was, but so great. Jet Jackson, the movie. Okay, now we're getting into ones that you're going to be like, oof. Halloween Town 2, Calabar's Revenge, and Halloween Town High didn't make my top 5. Both of those amazing Halloween movies. I think Kimberly Brown crushed those roles. It just, nostalgia for me for Halloween Town is so high up on my list. It's such a great movie. I could just still envision like fall and even maybe the Halloween Day stream that, it wasn't a stream, Halloween Town schedule or Halloween schedule that Disney Channel would do on Halloween Day, and just being like back to back to back bangers like Halloween Town High, Halloween Town 2. I just have such a hocus pocus, like that was such a vivid time in my life, and I vividly remember it all. But it just didn't make my top 5, and it really sucks. Because Halloween Town has such a special place in my heart for me, and nostalgia, and in my mind, I remember it all. So sad. Cadet Kelly, woo! Come on, Hilary Duff, woo! I was so in love with Hilary Duff at this time in my life that this really made it hard that I couldn't select Cadet Kelly, and it just bums me out. You have Hilary Duff and Christy Carlson Romano, right? Oh my gosh, 2 hot girls at this time in my eyes. I was just a teenage boy in love, right? Such a cheesy movie these days of them being like having their like dance off, and then it winds up becoming part of their military like skit Like, it's so silly. And like she falls off a cliff. But hey, the throwback there is the Nokia phone with like the tether tied in. It was like a like disco ball or whatever she had on her phone. Hilarious, right? So hilarious. But my favorite is always Gary Cole. Gary Cole is in some of my favorite movies. And then, the Brady Bunch movie with Gary Cole, hilarious, right? Pineapple Express, one of my favorites. But anyways, back to Cadet Kelly. Oh, God. As like just a teenage boy. Oh, I loved it. Oh, Hilary Duff, Christy Carlson Romano. Yeah. Sad that didn't make my top 5, but it did not. Now, this one makes my wife laugh, and I know it, and it cracks me up too because it's so cheesy these days, but Double Teamed did not make my top 5. Double Teamed. Yeah, the twin volleyball stars turned into twin basketball stars did not make it onto my thing. In 2002, this movie got released. Poppy Monroe and Annie McKeown, I'm probably just demolishing that. They were definitely part of the nostalgia of Double Teamed. Such great movies. Those are the times, too, on Disney Channel, and reminisce with me, when Disney would be like, here's a behind-the-scenes look of this Disney Channel original movie, right? And you find out that they're actually both not the same height, and that they had to stuff one of the girls' shoes in order for her to be tall enough, right? And it looks like it's probably Annie. Oh, it says 5'9" for Annie, and it says, let's see, what's Poppy? Poppy Monroe, it says she's 5'9" too. No, but based off that knowledge from Disney Channel, one of them was actually shorter and they had to stuff her shoes. And I think it's Annie. Annie, they had to stuff her shoes. But anyways, that's how you find out that they weren't actually the same height, but they were kind of close enough that they were like, yeah, we'll cast them as twins. I still think it's a great movie. The dad wants them to be all-stars and they become it, but it's hilarious. So Double Team did not make it. Genius did not make it either. As much as I love that movie, I kind of already explained it already. You guys know of Genius. He was a smart guy that he wanted to be cool, so he acts dumb. So anyways, yeah, that did not make it. Right on Track. Oh man, Right on Track. Now that was one of my... at the time, I was probably getting close to racing. 2003, I was probably racing. So Right on Track was the story about two sisters that were drag racers, right? A great movie. Great movie, by the way. I need to rewatch it again, but they become, professional race car drivers. Erica Enders, it was based off the Enders sisters, right? Erica, even to this day, like I was like an NHRA fan, a drag racing fan, so I know who she is in person. Like I've seen her before, I've seen her in person, so Erica Enders, I definitely know. This was based off her and her sister being drag racers as kids, and it's cool to be an homage to them. It was cool that Disney kind of did homages to young athletes at the time, and maybe it wasn't such a big thing, but Erica Enders still to this day is a badass freaking drag racer, and she's a track champion, or a series champion, not a track champion, a series champion just recently too, within the last couple of years. And let's see, I'm sorry, a champion in 2023. So yeah, not that long ago. So 2 years ago, she was track champion, or a series champion for Pro Stock and NHRA. So still cool that movie, that Disney Channel original movie, is still an homage to her, and she's still out there kicking ass. So yeah, Right on Track did not make it. The Even Stevens movie, I love Shia LaBeouf. I love him to this day. I love him in one of my favorite movies is Fury. Great movie, still funny. Even Stevens was funny. Beans was from my hometown, so that even makes it even funnier that Beans was part of it. But yeah, Even Stevens was one of my favorites, but did not make it. Eddie's $1 Million Cook-Off did not make it. That's such a tribute. A kid that loves baseball but loves being a chef more than anything, does like a whole thing. His family rejects him because he just wants to cook instead of play baseball. How dare he want to cook instead of play baseball, right? Great movie. I have to say, yeah, it's honestly one of my favorites. Eddie's $1 Million Cook-Off. Hilarious. Great moon. Yeah, Can't go wrong with that one. If you haven't seen that one, I suggest you watch it. It's basically, his team is championship baseball, but he's over here and he'd much rather do a, cook-off instead of playing the championship game. Great movie. All the High School Musicals, honorable mentions. Love them all of them. I'm not going to say the new stuff that just has come out like as remakes. No. High School Musical 1, High School Musical 2, High School Musical 3. All three, my favorite. Awesome, right? Rip Girls. That's my wife's favorite, but I'm going to give it an honorable mention. Can't hate on Rip Girls. So I'm just going to say, yeah, Rip Girls get some love. It's not my favorite, but I will give it an honorable mention. The Other Me. Another Lawrence brother movie that I maybe kind of forgot about. What year was this released? Oh, The Other Me was in 2000. Again, Annie Lawrence. And what connects me with this movie so much is that he had, what is it called? Dang, Ocean Pups. But what's that actually called? It was like, not bubble. I want to say bubble guppies. Come on, shrimp. It's like the biolab shrimp stuff. Shrimp buddies thing. I don't know. Why can't I think of it? Shrimp you add water to. Sea Monkeys. There we go. Gosh, man, that really had to take me back. Sea Monkeys. So, The Other Me. Annie Lawrence gets some sea monkeys that were from some lab that I don't know, screwed up. But anyway, he stirs the sea monkeys with this comb, and it has his DNA on it, and it creates a clone of himself. That movie was actually really good for what it was. I enjoyed it so much growing up. I thought it was so cool. I also really connected because I loved sea monkeys at the time. So sea monkeys, and that was hilarious. But yeah, The Other Me. Okay. Enough of my honorable mentions. Now let's go on ones I completely forgot about before we get to my top 5, okay? Can of Worms is actually what I completely forgot about. Completely. Like, I absolutely forgot about it. 110%. Just forgot about it. I don't know. I just did. So Can of Worms did not. But I do remember, as I was kind of going over this, I do remember the video game that was on like the Disney Channel website for Can of Worms. I do remember that one. And it was fun. It was something weird, like where you shot the cans at the aliens. I forget, but it was something like that. The 13th Year, it's the same guy from Luck of the Irish. I do kind of remember it, but I forgot about it. And it wasn't until I saw the poster, I was like, oh yeah, where he like becomes a merman. Another weird kind of crazy movie. Alley Cat Strike, I actually had forgotten about, but I watched that movie so much growing up that I was like, oh my gosh, how can I forget about Alley Cat Strike? The bowling one, they're in school and they start a bowling team, and yeah, the Alley Cat Strike. Jumping Ship was the Lawrence brothers. I'd forgotten all about that one too. Forgotten that they actually had like a sailing ship movie. So pretty funny. Get a Clue? Oh my gosh. How could I forget Get a Clue, right? That was a solid one. It's got freaking Lindsay Lohan. I had completely forgotten all about Get a Clue until I was looking it up, right? Wendy Wu, Homecoming Warrior, Brenda Song, again, Smoke Show. Great movie. I'd forgotten completely all about that one. Cowbells, and people are going to be like, what? I don't even remember Cowbells. Yeah, Cowbells was actually another great movie. 2006, Allison and Amanda Milchaka. That is just a throwback right there in itself between those two girls. They were big time back in Disney at that time in 2006, I would say. Phil the Future was one of my absolute favorite shows. So the Cowbells, where they're two sisters, I had forgotten all about that one too. And last but not least, Radio Rebel, and that's getting kind of way ahead of time. We jumped probably 6 years just on that one alone. Debbie Ryan on, Radio Rebel with Adam DeMarco. I had forgotten about that one, but I definitely remember it. And so when I was going through my stuff, I was like, oh my gosh, that's totally right. Okay, here we go. My top 5 favorite DCOMs. And as I'm looking at this, I actually made 6. So what you're going to get is my top 6. Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I apparently can't count everyone. So Austin gives you his top 6. All right, you ready? Number 6. Well, this is in no particular order, but I'll save my favorite one to the last. So since you guys have already seen it, I'm wearing it right now. We'll give number 6 right away. Number 6, Johnny Tsunami. I've already explained the plot of that movie too. So, hey, can't go wrong with some Johnny Tsunami, all right? Number 5, I'm going to go, you know what? I am going to go on somewhat of an order. Let's go with Motocrossed. Okay, Motocrossed was actually more of like a girl movie, but with a dude sport. So, hey, she cuts her hair to replace her brother while her brother's injured and goes and runs against pros as a motocross rider. Sick. She's got finger paint and she talks about like the causes the vibration off the clutch. Like, cool, all this nonsense that makes nothing. But she starts winning and everyone's all about it. And she's in love with the other guy that helps her become even better. Motocross, obviously one of my favorites. Such a good one. Timepieces me as far as like what my age is. But Motocross was such a good movie. It was so good. Like, I can't complain about like dirt bikes and racing and all that. I'm going to love it. So Motocross, number 5. Number 4. Ooh, man, this is actually tough. So I did Johnny Tsunami, Motocross. Okay, number 4. Let's go. Wait, is that 5? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I have 6. So 4 is gonna be. I'm gonna have to. Sorry, let me scratch these off real quick because I'm gonna screw myself up. So we got Motocrossed, Johnny Tsunami. All right, 4 to go. Let's go with Smart House. Smart House, number 4. The only reason it's number 4 is because just the other 3 are such bangers. You can't like complain at all about how good they are. Smart House, just like, yeah, I think we all grew up wanting that house. How is that hard to beat? And then, you got 5 bad boys and 4, give it on the 3, 2, 1, let's do it. Slam, dunk, the funk, I give it up. Yeah, like that. Such a cool song. Such a cool moment. They get to friggin' miniature golf in the house. Like, sick. Okay, so Smart House. Number 3. I think I'm going to go with, and you may have caught it because I said it earlier, Halloween Town 2 and Halloween Town, High. Halloween Town, the original. How can you go wrong with Halloween Town, the original? Like I said, it just timepieces me. It takes me back to a time in my life where life was just simpler, right? Halloween, seeing Halloween Town and Hocus Pocus together, like on a Disney Channel night, was absolutely amazing. It was honestly one of my favorite times in life. I just like it timepieces me, so I can't go wrong with Halloween Town. Okay. And if you are paying attention again, I kind of like gave it a little bit away, but I didn't. Number 2, High School Musical 2. I loved High School Musical 1, but High School Musical 2 was so freaking good. Vanessa Hudgens was so hot. I was totally just all about it. Oh, God. And it like broke so many it was the number, by the way, High School Musical 2 was the number 1 DCOM since the beginning to now. It was the absolute best freaking one. Vanessa Hudgens and Ashley Tisdale. Oh, my God. As a teenage boy at that time, holy moly. Like, were they not just 2 gorgeous girls? All about it. I even remember, and let's see if I'm going to track your guys' memory. There was Disney Channel votes on what Corbin Blue wore. and the snack that they ate. So I remember 2, but I actually Googled this, and there was like 4 things that you could have voted on, and it was like going to the Disney Channel website and then physically voting on something. The 2 that I remember was, what did Corbin Bleu wear on the last day of school coming down on his little final dance? And what did Zac Efron and Vanessa Hudgens eat on their date? And I think I did vote peanut butter and jelly, and peanut butter and jelly is what won. And then Corbin Bleu's shirt was like, I major in vacation or something like that. Those were stuff that us kids at the time got to vote on. Like, oh, we got to, and like feeling like you picked that, like that's the coolest thing ever. You're in a, you decided something in a movie. Look at how cool you felt, right? High School Musical 2 takes me back to a time in my life. I watched it with my cousin. We were just chilling and we watched it together. And I'm pretty sure I got teased in high school about the fact that I actually enjoyed it. And you know what? To this day, screw them. I don't care. I loved High School Musical 2. It still is a great movie to this day. I actually got my wife into it. She freaking loves it. High School Musical 2 is such a good movie. To this day, I'm telling you, go watch it. Go, if you haven't watched it, High School Musical 2, you'll get it. You'll understand the gist of it. It's a bunch of high schoolers on summer vacation. Easy enough. That's all I'm going to say. And the last one, my all-time favorite movie, Brink. As a rollerblader, as a hockey player during that time, Brink was the absolute coolest. I actually had a full-blown conversation with ChatGPT about reusing the actors, specifically Brink and their old whatever his name is, the other guy, the bad rival on Team X-Blades, coming back and being like the team managers, right? And still like brewing their rivalry to this day. But this time they're the team managers, right? And Brink's all about the money. And it'd be such a great, it's not a remake, right? Why can't they just bring that back for the nostalgia? I mean, shoot, they brought back, what's the karate movie? They brought back Karate Kid, but they brought it back as a series. Why can't they bring back the Brink series? Like, why wouldn't they do that? That'd be sick. But yeah, Brink will always have such a special place in my heart. And I just absolutely adore it and love it. Brink, I don't know how to expand more on the fact that I absolutely like just resonated with Brink. There wasn't a lot of things like guy-wise, movie-wise that you could like just fully like engulf yourself in, but like you were part of X Games with Team Pup and Suds, and like you've just felt like, hey man, you're an athlete. Like go out there and win that. And the guy cheated and like tries to like hurt you while you guys are skating against each other. But it's just all about like the good guy winning, right? That revenge. His family's going through turmoil and he just wins. Brink. That is such a great movie. I think I'm going to watch it this weekend now. Just because, right? Just because. That is my top 5. I sincerely hope that you enjoyed your my top 5, top 6 actually. It was actually top 6, so not my top 5. I want to know like what is your top 3? What is your top 5? What is your top 10? You should write me on Instagram, TMO_Mayhem. Write me your 10 favorite movies on the DCOM channel. You know, what were your original DCOMs that you just absolutely adored? I want to know that one. You can follow me on Instagram, TMO_Mayhem, TikTok, TMO_Mayhem. I'm on YouTube, The Magic of Mayhem. I'm on Spotify. I'm on Apple Podcasts. I'm on everything you could think of. And I just really want to hear from you. Like, are you listening to this far? And what are your favorites? Shout out to my Disney Club on Instagram. There's a lot of great people on that. So thank you for those that all support me from that moment on that group. I love you guys. I appreciate you all. I just hope you guys have a magical day. I'm in my feels right now, if you kind of hear it in my voice. I love Disney. Disney is my home. DCOMs was such a epicenter of my life at growing up, and it's taken me back to such a great time in my life. So I hope you enjoyed this podcast episode. Please stick around. I've got plenty more. I'm doing bi-weekly, it seems, at this point. I got a lot of things in the works too, so stay on my socials because things are coming. I can't talk about it just yet, but it's going to happen. A couple other people. You may never know. Things in the works. Other podcasters or other things. We'll see. This is Austin with the Magic of Mayhem. Thank you again for listening this far. I appreciate you. I hope you have a great magical day, magical night, magical morning, whenever you're listening. Have a great time. I love you all. Please, just keep hanging out. I'm going to keep popping stuff out for you, all right? Love you all. Have a magical day. See you later.